The White Bear Area Chamber of Commerce and On Location TV 19 are proud to present Your Business Matters, dedicated to your business needs. The White Bear Area Chamber is a nonprofit business organization serving as an advocate for the White Bear area and its business community. Now, here is the Executive Director of the White Bear Area Chamber and the host of Your Business Matters, Tom Snell.
Welcome to Your Business Matters, brought to you by the White Bear Area Chamber of Commerce. Each month, we interview community leaders and local business owners so you can be informed about the developments in our community. This month, our topic is on business recycling. I have Joel Andersen with me today to help provide an insight into new innovative Bizrecycling program that's been established by Ramsey County. Joel Andersen is involved in community outreach for Ramsey County's Bizrecycling initiative. Joel, thank you for joining me today on Your Business Matters.
Great, thank you, Tom.
Yep. Want to start by asking you some questions essentially about the program.
Certainly.
What is it?
A great question, a good start. The program that I'm here to talk about is called Bizrecycling.
Yes.
It's a program through the Recycling and Energy Board sponsored by Ramsey and Washington counties. Any business within Ramsey or Washington County is eligible to participate in this program. And basically what it is a grant program for businesses to participate in a recycling program. We'll pay for the cost of bins and services to get a business to start recycling.
Okay, you mentioned a grant program. And the question I've got is, why would a business actually want to participate in the Bizrecycling program? Are there any opportunities for cost savings?
Absolutely. It really depends on the volume of garbage, really. So a business could, why would a business be interested if they pay for trash services up to 70% in Ramsey County taxes and 53% in Washington County.
So for every $100 that a business spends in sending their trash out to whomever, $70 of or $100, $200, $70 of that would be taxed. Is that right?
If the bill's $100, they're paying $170. Correct.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
That is, and everything that goes in the trash can is taxed at a 70% rate. Everything that goes into a recycling program, there is no tax.
Now, I'm not a business owner, but I want to present this issue with you. Okay. This sounds really good. You get this major potential tax break. The first thing I might think about is, my gosh, this is going to be a really challenging, intricate program to take part in. I'm going to have to change all the operations, the habits of how we do business. Can it be something that is easy for business to actually do?
Absolutely. That is why we created the program. Businesses typically don't go into business to start recycling unless they're a recycling business.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we listened to businesses, we've removed as many barriers as possible.
Right.
So we have technical consultants, Minnesota Wastewise and J.L. Tate and Associates, that are contracted through the program that will come out to the business free of charge, learn what the business waste systems are, waste streams, and create a recycling program.
Okay, so it's free of charge, and these are entities that go out and audit businesses on how they do their trash service or their trash.
Yeah, we just call it an assessment.
Okay. Now, the other question I have is, you said they have these entities that go out and do audits. Is this a government agency that does this, or is it somebody else?
Nope, great question. It's called Minnesota Wastewise, for example, and they are a program of the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce.
Which is a large business organization.
Yep, business to business.
Right.
And it's like I said, free of charge. They'll learn what the business, what waste systems they generate, and then tailor a recycling program as big or little as the business would like.
Okay, so they just come out, and how somebody can go through the Chamber of Commerce or Chamber and set up something. Are there ways that a business can go directly to the county to contract through Minnesota Wastewise?
Absolutely. We have our website is lesstrash.com. It's all the information about Bizrecycling, the programs. We've got success stories. We're from giant-sized businesses to small little bakeries.
Can you give me a little bit of an example of some success stories?
Absolutely. We've got fairly close here in White Bear, we've got Grandma's Bakery has participated through the program. And they've talked about changing, and they've created an organics recycling right in their bakery shop.
And why is the organic recycling important?
Why is that important? Great question. Organics is wet and heavy, so like food waste, paper towels, etc. And that is what is, if you remove that from your trash stream, you are saving 70% on your tax.
Wonderful. That's really an incredible accomplishment. Another thing that you talked about was the ability for businesses to get grants. And what would the grants be used for?
Absolutely. The business doesn't have to know anything about recycling programs. The technical consultant will come out, learn, like I said before, learn the business. They'll make recommendations for the grants. We've got a starter grant, which would give the business up to $10,000.
$10,000
for containers, or and we've also got a container grant, so that if they would like to order containers through us, we can get containers. Wastewise will come back out, set up the program. Also, through the grant program, they'll pay for training of your staff and to educate and really create a sustainable recycling program.
So are these grants, are they hard to put together and develop?
Absolutely not. The consultant will even walk the business through the grant application. It's a 2-page application, and we'll submit it on behalf of the business.
Wow, it's that simple.
It's that
simple to do. It seems like a program that everybody should be taking part in, just about.
Absolutely. And the reason why Bizrecycling was created is because of the state goal. By 2030, we're hoping to be at a 75% recycling rate, and right now we're hovering just under 50%.
Are there any new regulations that are being looked at that will encourage businesses to recycle more than they currently are doing? Because you just mentioned that right now you've got a 50% participation rate, or 50% of the businesses are aware and are doing something, right?
Right. We're at about 50%. That's overall, that's residential and commercial.
Okay.
To speak to the law, we have effective January 1st of 2016.
Okay, that's coming up. January 1st, just
already,
a couple months away.
It's already gone
a little
by.
bit. Wait, it's already here, January 16th. I was saying 2017.
Correct.
January 20, that's already here. Okay. Tell us a little bit about the law.
Certainly. It basically says that any business that generates 4 cubic yards of waste per week, and that's a dumpster size that's about 6 feet tall and 4 feet wide. But if any business that creates that level of trash per week will need to recycle at least 3 items.
Okay, and that's just a medium or smaller size business it could be.
It affects just about every business in the Twin Cities area.
And there's a system to watch. I don't right now I mean, somebody can report if somebody isn't doing that, right?
Correct. Yep.
And then there's then that could lead to fines or other situations like that.
It's yes. It's
wow.
It's right now it would be through the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency is how it would be reported.
Well, businesses really have to start paying attention to these things.
And that's why we created Bizrecycling, to really help businesses align with the law and make it as simple as possible.
That is really, really interesting. So the final, before we go on to a brief intermission here, I just wanted to ask you, what is your website number?
Certainly, it's lesstrash.com, and if you just Google search Bizrecycling, that'll bring you right to the website.
And I'll probably ask you that again, but then what is your phone number?
Sure, it's 651-266-1199.
And then somebody can call or visit your website. They can learn more about the program and how it affects our local community.
Absolutely.
Before we go any further, let us watch a segment on the recycling program as provided by the show Local Image. Well, the whole recycling initiative is really important to business. The taxes on trash are going up at a very dramatic rate. And so part of our job is to help business so that they can be more not only responsive to environmental issues, but also to help save money.
About 2 years ago, we had a little increase in our garbage bill because of a landfill tax that the county put in place. We decided to look at ways of reducing our cost, and we had to incorporate it into the community in a way that was acceptable to all of our residents. We received a container grant from Bizrecycle. This was a county thing that was funded by the tax money that they're charging on the landfill. We got a lot of containers throughout the building, and each resident has a container, and they bring that to the recycling place. We have 6 collection areas around the community. We doubled our single stream recycling output, so that was a big thing. We went with a composting program where we were able to put all of our paper products in with the food scraps, and it's composted and put on a farmer's field. We have some very good long-time residents that just said, you know, it's about time. The staff was very open-minded about it. We knew at the beginning it was going to be a team process because everybody had to be on board. When the tax first went into effect, I think our bill was right around $2,600 that month, and that's what came down from our corporate office. And right now we're at about $930 a month for our garbage bill, and so it's pretty substantial.
This is important in that the business really needs to take advantage of these programs that are out there to help them with waste reduction.
Well, we've kind of always gravitated that way, towards recycling, towards being cleaner, towards trying to figure out, you know, what works best. We don't do it because of the incentives though, we just do it because it's the right thing to do. We get rid of our grease, we recycle our grease. We also recycle per usual, you know, our cardboard and our plastics and all that, and separate all that out. And then we do, like I said, we started doing a lot of composting too. So we do about 5,000 to 6,000 pounds of compost a month. I think composting is an easy step because most restaurants have tons of food waste. You know, nobody wants to throw food away, but in reality we do throw lots of food away because we're scraping plates off and we can't reuse that. Well, where's that going? You know, you take a dish and throw it into a garbage bag and throw it into a landfill. When you don't need to waste that bag, you can just put it in a bin, put it in a dumpster outside, and it goes somewhere else and it dissipates. They're just used to it, and that, you know, everything, they know where it all goes. We have everything clearly marked for them, so they just bring it where it's supposed to go, and out it goes. I don't think it's difficult at all. I mean, it's making sure you have a process set in place to do it.
There's a short process that takes you about an hour that you can apply and get some support potentially from the county on items that will help you do a better job in saving money by lowering your waste rate.
This is good for business. It makes you look great to your customers, makes you feel good that you are doing something for the environment, and you save a lot of money. It's win-win-win for everybody. It used to be we had one giant dumpster that everything was thrown into it. And then we started to recycle food waste, scraps, things that fell on the floor. We could sweep those up and we could put those into a food waste bin, and those would be recycled into and blended with a protein, and they make animal feed out of it. Recently, through Bizrecycling, Ramsey County is offering some grants. Through the grant, we were able to get one that has 3 compartments instead of 1, matched perfectly. It looks like it's always been there. They did all the legwork on that. They found the compostable cups for me and the lids, and they just made it so easy. This stuff is mandated to happen, and with the increases in taxes, it's just, you're foolish if you just don't jump on board and get on with this. We used to have pickup 7 days a week at our Berkeley Road store, and now we're down to 3 days a week, and I think pretty soon we could cut it down to 2 days a week.
And if anybody is interested in finding out more about it, all they need to do is contact the White Bear Area Chamber of Commerce, and they could give me a call. It's 651-429-8593. Joe, we're going to look at some further comments from you after watching the video on how Bizrecycling can really have an effect on some of our local businesses in our area. I saw one of the things that came out in the video was a long-term care facility called The Lodge. And they indicated that their garbage bill was over $2,000 a month, and now it's $900 a month. That's a considerable savings by a local company. And is this the kind of venue that happens frequently among people that participate in the program?
Absolutely, Tom.
Yep.
That's a great example of the tax on the trash is offset by the services for the recycling, the composting program. So that is a great success story where local businesses save actual dollars, and it's the bottom line.
And all they have to do is either get a hold of the chamber or get a hold of the number that you gave earlier for Ramsey County, and you can have somebody come out, do an independent audit that is in business. So this isn't a government spying on a business. This is
Correct.
a private entity that comes in and does an audit for you so that you can save money.
And businesses are under no obligation after they go through the assessment or the audit to participate in the program. We've had businesses that after meeting with the consultants the consultants have recommended that their volume is so low it wouldn't be worth starting the
Now, getting back to the setting up the program, and sometimes when somebody says, I want to set up this program, I think, my gosh, this is going to be complex. Is there some sort of a must-follow program that Ramsey County has? For example, if I wanted to take part in this, and maybe I found some information that was valuable that the audit, that the person doing the audit said, but I don't want to do everything because it's too much. Can I take bits and pieces out of what they said in order to lower my trash bill?
Absolutely. We've had businesses that have gone through the assessment, and the recommendation was to maybe start a full composting program. And businesses, if it was due to staffing or space constraints, have decided not to. But they're under no obligation. They can pick and choose, and we've really created it open-ended so that typically a business might start a recycling program and then a few months down the road realize how easy it is, and then come back and say, hey, we're ready to try the composting and start that process.
So it could be a 2 or 3 point process with somebody.
Correct.
Now, let's say I'm a business and I call to have the recycling program done, and I want to do part of it, but not the whole thing. can I still apply for a grant?
Yep, the grant program, any business is up to $10,000. What we found is that an average recycling program is usually right around $2,000 with containers and the consultants going out.
Okay.
So,
You know, and before the end of the program, what I want to do is I want to kind of look at businesses in segments and just go through some of the things that have been helpful to those types of companies. And let's look at restaurants, for example. Are there really simple things that restaurants can do that have been part of the recycling program?
absolutely, it's very basic, such as really aligning all of the containers, having a very similar look and feel, just because then it's not confusing to the staff or to the customers as far as what goes into what bin.
And they could take some of the food waste or something, and then it'll go to something called the hog farm, right?
Yep.
And that helps get rid of some of the costs that they might have, and it's useful at the same time.
Absolutely.
And are there a lot of, what percentage of, like restaurants, for example, do you think use that type of a program?
Yeah, that's hard to say. There's a couple of different options, like you said, the Food to Hogs program or composting. There's commercial compost sites, and then there's also grease rendering as well.
Yeah, and I know that on the video, the restaurant that was interviewed uses the compost site.
Yep.
Manufacturers, are there things that they can do that are?
Yes, absolutely. If they're not already recycling, we do both kind of what we call front of house, back of house. The warehouse area versus the office generally has very different recycling streams.
Okay. And would the same thing be true like for bakeries and for other food service places?
Absolutely. Starting a composting program would again remove the wet and heavy stuff out of the garbage.
Sure. Okay, and then finally, I want to reiterate how somebody can get a hold of Ramsey County Bizrecycling program before the end of our program.
Absolutely. We've got two real easy ways to go. We've got through our website, lesstrash.com, there's a contact us, and it's an email, and that gets sent right to me, and I'll forward that on to the consultant, and they'll contact you within a day or two.
Right.
And we also have a phone number, 651-266-1199.
And if you want to go through the Chamber of Commerce, all you have to do is visit our website, www.whitebearchamber.com, under the Bizrecycling setup, and we can set you up with an interview and save your business lots of money. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom.
Now, before we close, I want to make a quick announcement about some important upcoming chamber happenings. This month, on the 18th of May, we have a really interesting event coming up done by an individual named Michael Langley. He is the president of Greater Minnesota MSP. It's the largest economic development entity in the state of Minnesota, and he's going to talk about workforce issues because of the retiring baby boomers and how we're going to replace, how we're going to keep our businesses moving forward with potential worker shortages. Please join us at this event. To find out more about the event with Michael Langley, visit our website again, www.whitebearchamber.com. Thank you very much for watching our show today and learning more about the Bizrecycling program.
You've been watching Your Business Matters. For more information on this program or the White Bear Area Chamber, visit whitebearchamber.com or call 651-429-8593.